me. Had nothing to do with him because now these guys are coming back, even in this space. This is one of the biggest things that I think could help a lot of young individuals. Go in and talk to that individual, find out the other side of the story. Despite you can't, you know what I'm saying? Because I would think most fathers would want to atone for the past and at least try to build a relationship, even if not with them. A lot of people have children now. Maybe he'll be a hell of a grandfather. Everybody claiming they broke, so maybe a granddaddy will step in and release some of that pain. But this is just sad, and it's been going on for years. This is not new. This is going on for years, and it's happened to a lot of people. And it just goes to show the selfishness of women too when it comes to the children. F the children is what they do, not what they say. Everybody love their kids, but the kids is slower, overweight more, emotionally disturbed. So it is what it is at this point, you know. So
Okay. Welcome, Uncle Rick. How are you this evening, sir?
I'm good. I'm good. How y'all doing, brothers? Sister,
right.
How are you?
Doing good.
What's up, brother?
Just getting into the first video. I'll play it again for you, then I'll have our pain go, and then you could go, okay?
Awesome. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Now, so you took my daddy out of my life because of y'all relationship problems.
Don't come in my room asking me about nobody you don't see me with.
Mom, but why does everybody else got a daddy but me? Why I don't got no daddy?
You really want to know why your daddy?
Yeah, tell me. What's the reason? Say it.
When I first had you.
When you first had me, what?
I was pregnant.
Yeah, you was pregnant.
And he wasn't acting right. He was cheating. He treated me like I was nothing. My whole night. Listen to me. He didn't deserve to be in your life.
What?
He didn't deserve you. Then once he wasn't there for your birth, the gender reveal. He wasn't there for shit.
So that meant keep my daddy away from me because of the way he treated you?
It's not because of just how he treated me. It's just that I knew that he was gonna be in and out your life, and you ain't
that.
What?
Oh, you didn't let me decide that.
I didn't let you decide that because I didn't want you to go through that. You was too young to go through that. But now,
so you
since
took
you're
my
16,
daddy out of my life because of y'all relationship problems.
Since you're 16,
bro.
you can contact him, but I cannot promise you it's not gonna be the
this
same.
Whole time, why you ain't been say that when I was? Why you ain't let me decide that? Why is you deciding if I get to see my father or not? Huh?
It's not even just me. That was
now I don't want to talk to you. Stop talking to me. I wish you was never in my life, bro. Oh man, this man, bro.
I did what I thought was best for you.
You didn't even let me give him a chance.
You could give him a chance now. I have
What?
his social medias. Would you like to contact him through social media? But you see,
can I go live with my daddy?
But has he reached out to you?
I don't know
it. All right, okay.
Well, you know, Coach Ferg said a lot of it. I have to repeat it. But child alienation is real. It's pervasive. I want to say with a lot of women, but since I'm black, I know it's pervasive with black women, period. We need to get rid of this whole thing that just single mom is a flex. Half the women calling themselves single moms is bullshit, especially if the fathers are co-parenting. You are not no goddamn single mom.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And so now it's almost like a badge of honor to say, oh shit, I conquered the world all by myself with children. And it's a bad thing, you know, because most of it is not true. And it's a way for women not to give credit to the father of those kids in their lives. So people have this false sense that women are raising, too many women are still raising kids by themselves. And the ones who do sound like that woman in that video.
Right.
You know, because the only thing a man should do first, if a man is religiously paying child support without any problems, he probably does want to take care of his kid. He shouldn't have to wrestle with no goddamn woman to see his kids.
Facts.
Period. You know, so I know this firsthand in my family. You know, that I have a relative that he talks to me every so often. He's been alienated from his father. And he's a grown man now. I just said, listen, man, you don't have to worry about your mother no more. Go talk to your pop. You know, but she did such a number on him over the years. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, so I'll just leave it there. I mean, you know, we're going to go around in circles because the problems are simple. Not simple. Well, if people would get married, but, you know, we know what the issues are. That lady was wrong and was all about her feelings with that guy.
Mhm.
And her son, is, gosh, self-aware enough to know that he's broken off from his father because of her. And it's nothing she could say that's going to change that.
Yeah, that's a fact. I'll get to the next question after Uncle Rick goes. Uncle Rick, what did you think about the video?
I think that it shouldn't be no harder for me to fight to see my kid. How hard did I have to fight to get in them draws?
Oh,
That's how hard it should be for me to see my kid. Right? I think I honestly think that me and my wife was just talking about this, right? There's a really big disconnect in the Black space of how difficult some Black women can be when it comes to a man's children. They expect you to destroy your life so that you can prove something to them that never had to be proven anyway. Her feelings are a personal problem. She said she say he wasn't at the gender review. I knew he was gonna be in and out of your life. You ain't know that before you laid down with him. The smartest dummies on the planet.
mm-hmm.
Anything to get away from the part you played in it. Now her son is walking around with a deficiency. Y'all know that, right? The same way these kids got ADHD and autism. Your son is walking around with a deficiency.
Yeah.
So again, man, like we all got to start being honest about the roles we play in these things, right? I wasn't supposed to die, so I wasn't supposed to destroy my life and feel a certain type of way, or I wasn't supposed to destroy my life and extend myself to the point where I can't do anything for myself. So you feel good about the relationship that me and you have, not even the relationship me and my child have, the relationship that me and you have. And who's losing? The person you say you cared about.
Mm-hmm.
But I digress.
So my question now is, because your mother is the first woman in your life, right? And your mother now you're in this situation with your mom where it's like, why didn't you tell me, or why didn't you give me the opportunity to feel these feelings or make the decisions for myself and things of that nature, right? Who do you think now this man is not going to trust? He's now going to go out not trusting. He's either not going to trust women, or he's going to trust them to the point where this woman now becomes his everything. And when I say that, I mean, men and women should be complete when they come together, right? You might have some issues that you're going through. They might have some issues that they going through, and then you grow together. You go through those issues together. But there are some men who have this mother wound or this anger towards their mom that now when they do get with women, sometimes they do make them their everything, because it's like, I didn't have this love for my mom. I didn't. It's sometimes it's an unhealthy love. I think that there needs to be a balance where men have their activities and things that they do and go off on their own and go to work and things like that. But some men are very reliant on the woman that they're with because they don't have that healthy view of trust between a female and a male. And in that situation, it's not the intimacy that you would have with your lady, but it's an intimacy that you have with your mom, which means boundaries. So when you get with your lady, you'll know boundaries. So is it that he's not going to trust women, or is he going to make women like his everything? Looking at this scenario, which one do you guys think it is? Because when you can't trust your mom, it's like, all right, what woman do I go out here and trust?
It's funny. I mean, real quick, I think I think this guy's a little different because he's self-aware. A lot of these guys are not aware that they were alienated from their fathers. They just accept, he's 15 and he's having this conversation with his mother.
Mhm.
So he sees that there's a deficiency, and I think he feels deprived of that male thing. So there's a third option to what you said, is that he might, want to have ultra, not traditional, but an ultra good relationship with any kids he has because of what happened to him. And that might make him look for the right kind of woman that to have that relationship with as well. So she don't have to be everything. She just don't have to be like his mother.
Gotcha.
I think personally, and I'm speaking from my perspective and how I went through it, right? Again, because I had such a, I ain't gonna even say it was, I ain't gonna even say weird, right? It was like I was, even though my mother had a man she was with, I was still expected to carry on the duties of the man of the house.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
I'm gonna be honest with you, like I accepted the role because that's how I was raised, but I didn't like my mother for that.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? She robbed me of a lot of stuff. Like I'm the middle kid, and I had to fight kids. I got an older sister. It's me, my older sister, my brother, and my baby sister, right? I had to fight grown ass men, right? And protect my brother and sister at the same time.
Mhm.
Right? So, and it's kind of twofold. What you said is it's kind of both, right? It's kind of both, right? Because you don't grow up trusting women, right? You start the ones that you see glimmers of hope in, you start to idolize them.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? You start to idolize them. But then what happens is because you didn't have your dad, right? Because look, and I don't like the rag stepfathers. Like we had this conversation before when they asked, did I respect my stepfather? And I said no. It's a bunch of background shit that's associated with that to make me feel that way, right? But it's a lot for a man to raise the kids and not just take on the financial responsibility, right? But the what's the word I'm looking for? The emotional responsibility, right?
Mhm.
Of growing up teaching a man or a child or female child how to perform and move in this world, right? So what happened with me is like, again, because my stepfather, he never gave me the lessons, right? He never gave me the lesson. What happened is that when I got with my, what's up, Tim? It's like when I got with my high school sweetheart, I like she was everything. You know what I'm saying? But then I had to find out on my own that she just one of them.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So what that did is that put me into a certain space. So when I met my first wife, I just wasn't having it. Right. When looking back at life now, it's whatever because I was being honest in the moment and it was what it was, right? Life show you if you made the right decision eventually, right?
Mhm.
So I made the right decision, but if I'm being honest with myself, I didn't have no grace because of the steps I went through.
That makes sense.
You understand? It stops men from getting to where they're supposed to sooner, if that makes sense. Right? And unfortunately, along the way, it's gonna be some of y'all.
Yeah.
Right? So, like I said, look, we all responsible for what we responsible for, but I keep trying to tell y'all the single mother shit, it does everybody a fucking disservice, bro. It does the children, the men, and the women all a disservice. It just ain't hit your door yet.
All right, Uncle Rick. Welcome to the show, Teddy Rude, the barber. How are you? How are you?
What's up, sis? How you doing?
I'm well. For those who don't know, this is my brother, guys.
What's up?
Hey, how y'all doing, man?
What's up,
Hey,
brother?
trying to say what's up to the panel, man. How y'all
What's
doing?
going on? Is this your younger brother or older brother?
Older brother.
Oh, okay.
Bro,
A little
Peace, how
bit.
you doing?
So
I'm doing
just
all
by
right.
a little bit, right? By a little bit. I met my father, my biological father, June? And this is my brother. But I met my brother years before I met my
Yeah,
father.
years.
It's a whole story.
Way to go.
The life
Yeah, man.
has taken me on quite a ride. But welcome, bro.
But yeah, so shit, can I chime in on that?
Yes, you
Mike,
can.
give you a little bit of background on me, a little bit more, sis.
Come on, bro. Give it to us.
So yeah, all right. First of all, disclaimer, you heard me. I'm from a small town in Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about women, but I'm gonna talk about my mother. You know, through the situations and things that we have going on, man. My mother poisoned me from my father.
Hmm.
My mother poisoned me from my father so much where it's still to this day it's hard to talk. Man, we didn't reconcile a long time ago, but it's still hard to I don't know how to call him, and you know what I'm saying, like be like, "What's up, pops?" You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying. I want to be. I really, really want to be. Like me and my pops, we gotta like. I ain't gonna say it's a great relationship, but it could be. It could be a great relationship, man. But my mama poisoned me so bad from my dad, man. Okay, first of all, my mama was on drugs. You know, she was on drugs like still to this day, 60 something years old, still in and out of jail. She probably finna go to jail in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But coming up as a youngster, man, you couldn't tell me nothing about my mama. You know what I'm saying? Like you couldn't tell me a goddamn thing, bro. I was my mama. Oh, and my can I say that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
got
don't.
them on YouTube.
Yeah,
But yeah, you couldn't tell me nothing about my mom's, bro. I love my mom so much. I still love her to this day, but you know, man, my mom, instead of letting me go with a stable man, even though he got married, you know, to somebody else, she chose to hold me. And I don't know if it was a play for child support money or whatever. I'm not really sure, but she chose to hold me while I was staying with my grandmother and my great auntie in two small towns in Louisiana. One called Jennings, Louisiana. The other one called Abbeville, Louisiana. Man, when I tell you, bro, I went through so much stuff, bro. Like my family over there really didn't even like me. You know what I'm saying? Like still to this day, like I don't even understand. I loved them so much, bro. And they just didn't like me like that. You know what I'm saying? I got mistreated. You know what I'm saying? And you know, to continue to the story, bro, I believe that if I'd have went with my father, I'd probably be in the NFL today. You know what I'm saying? I love football, bro. All I play is football, bro. But I really believe I'd have been in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Because my father is a great athlete. He's a basketball player, but he's still a great athlete. You know what I'm
That's
saying? And coming up without a father, bro, like I didn't get any lessons of being a man, bro, till I was a man. You know what I'm saying? I went through life with gangs and all type of things. And once I realized the way that I turned, and when me and my father had a real talk, man, it hurts me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's still, man, like they get on me all the time. My cousins from my father's side and my uncles, and well, most of my uncles are dead, and that's another reason why it hurts me that I don't call my father so much, man. But I ain't got all the poison out yet. You know, like man, bro, like I really wish me and this man could have a better relationship. And he's getting older. He's on his way out of here. He didn't have a stroke not too long ago. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, man, it's killing me, bro. And it's like, I'm glad y'all talking about stuff like this, bro, because they don't really understand what that do to a young man, bro. That they don't really understand like your hatred of somebody because of y'all relationship, keeping them away from their child, man. Like what that does to them, bro, that just it sharks them out of everything they need in life, man. And I'm still chasing, trying to be trying to figure out what it is to be a man in this world. You know what I'm saying? I got 5 kids of my own right now, bro, and it's bro, I don't know what I would do if my baby mama told me I couldn't be around them. Like, I don't know how I would handle that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even though I'm not with all of them at all times, I try to call them and make sure I check on them all the time. Like by me not being with my pops, and I don't even like I got mommy issues now, bro. I don't even talk to my mama no more. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in counseling now. You know what I'm saying? Trying to fix the problem that I have built inside of me. You know what I'm saying? So again, man, I'm so glad y'all talking about stuff like this, bro. I'm so glad my sister heading this. You know what I'm saying? So I can really come in and give my piece, man, because people really don't understand, man, the ramifications of not your father not being around, what they can do to you. You know, let me backtrack a little bit. When I was 16 years old, I got into a little bit of trouble. My mom was in jail. I was with my grandmother, so they sent me to my father's house at 16. Man, me and my pops didn't get along at all. because my mama poisoned me so bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just felt like I had to, like I owed him some get back for that. You know what I'm saying? So I did a lot of shit. I ran away a lot. I did a lot of dumb kid shit. Damn, I'm still cussing. I'm trying not to. But I did a lot of dumb kid stuff, bro, that I really regret to this day, man, because my father was really trying to put me in a stable home. He really was trying to make sure I had school right. You know what I'm saying? Even when I didn't finish school right, man, he took me to a community college, man, to get a high school completion program, man. And I messed up all that, bro. And it's like, still to this day, I'm messing up, man. And now that I realize, you know what I'm saying, why, you know what I'm saying, it's like, man, I just need to go back to talking to my father, bro. But every time I think about it, bro, it's something pierced me in my heart, man. And it's like, man, bro, I need to call my dad, but I don't. Like, I find something else to do. I always find something somewhere else to, like, I make an excuse. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, man, I need to call my children. Or I'm still working. I'll call them, you know what I'm saying, when I get off of work. And then that ends up not happening. And then it's like, damn, man, I ain't talked to my dad in about 3 weeks. You know, so it's like, and I understand what it is. It's like the poison ain't out of me yet. And I think most of the poison is right now is regret. It's like, man, I'm ashamed to try to get up with you, man, because I should have been doing this. I'm 41 years old. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, trying to make peace with my dad. And he's open arms, bro. He keep telling me, open arms, son, call me. Whatever you need, call me. You know, and I'm like, man, all right, I'm gonna call you, Pops. I'm gonna call you, Pops. And I'm still in my truck. I'm still chilling. Like, I'm still like finding other things to do, man. And it's like, bro, like that's stuff that women don't understand, bro. When you do things like that to a young man, and I'm not blocking out young females too, because they need their father too. But a young man, bro, like my kids right now, because I was always in their life, man, they straight. Like, they good functioning in college. Well, 2 of them in college right now. Other one getting ready to go to college. And I got 2 small kids. You know what I'm saying? They good. But me, I'm still trying to figure out what they call life, man. And I'm going to end on that, y'all. Thank y'all for having me.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for being vulnerable.
Back tears sometimes.
That's the realest conversation I done heard about the real conversations.
Call your daddy, bro.
Yeah, you need to call Pops, bro.
Go.
I'm going to call him, man.
Now, the fact that you shared this story, can we comment on it?
Please,
okay.
Man.
So like everybody said so far, listen, are you ready to graduate?
Yes.
Okay, so you ready to graduate, right? Go and just call Pops and just talk to him. Just talk to him. You know what I'm saying? Take your kids with you and just talk to them.
That's the plan.
You ready to graduate, right? Stop being stop shaming yourself.
Real talk.
Stop doing that. Stop shaming yourself. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You think about it in a negative way. You know, you holding yourself back. You already been through the part with you and your mom. You see what she on, right?
Yeah.
You have any daughters?
Yes, 2.
Well, it's greater to even show them the opposite and be real about it. You know, and just go talk to Pops, man. Just go talk to him. Tell him how you felt coming up, the shit that you was on, you was fucking up. Just tell him that.
Be brave enough.
Don't even let him ask questions. Just start talking to him.
Be
he
brave
probably
enough.
start crying though.
Yeah.
And this is real, man. You know, you in a good spot though.
Yeah, bro. Like,
go from 41 to 61. Just understand your family, your children, protect them. Don't make no more dumb babies. Don't do it. No more babies. You know what I'm saying? And just
I'm done, bro. I'm done with the kids, bro.
And just focus on Pops, your job, and protecting your children. I guarantee you, man, by the time you get about 60, because I'm sure you ain't got a whole lot of debt, you can get what you want. And on the way to that, you know, protect your family and have fun with them. Just your children. Don't know girlfriends matter, nobody else, all that don't matter. You got a woman?
Not
okay,
I did, but
not one.
Do you work out? Do you work out?
He said not one.
Do you work out?
It's just my last little relationship, bro. She didn't want to grow with me, man. Like, I paid for her to go to
now
school.
You can just grow with yourself and your children and Pops. That's it.
Yeah, that's how I see it.
And that's all you gotta do, man. Don't be hard on yourself, man.
That's what it is,
saying?
bro.
You realize that you made a mistake. Just go tell Pops how you was making those mistakes. Just talk to him about that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, be brave enough to have the conversation that you just had with us, with him.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna appreciate it, he's gonna understand it, he's gonna embrace it. And more importantly, we was just talking about before you came on, these fires out here. Don't take time for granted. You don't know that you'll have them. You just finished saying you lost all your uncles. The last thing you would want is not being able to take the time that you have available to you right now to have these conversations. I know it from the point of view that I don't have my father here. And he passed when I was like 20 something, and we had just gotten to that relationship like you did at 16 when I moved in with him, and we was just starting to build and have these abilities to have man-to-man conversations. Yeah, at the point where you can have a man-to-man conversation with your pops, go have that. You just had it with us.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. We've had them. Like, he told me the real, like, what happened between him and my mom, and that's what really made me know the truth, because the things that my mom did to him, she did to every other husband she ever had in her life. So I know he wasn't lying, and I know, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, my mom fucked over you. I know she did, like, because she's still doing it right now to this day. To this day, she's still doing it with men. You know, and it's
it ain't your fault, bro.
Exactly.
Right.
And something you just
It ain't your
said
fault.
that I was going to bring up earlier is we're taught to have unconditional love for mothers, but we don't usually have the same grace for fathers, and we need to reverse that.
It ain't your fault, bro.
Yeah,
it's not your fault. You ain't got nothing to be ashamed of, bro.
That's real what you just said, bro. Uncle Rick, bro, that's real what you just said, bro. Like, that just hit me so hard in my chest just now when you said that, bro. That just hit me so hard, bro. I'm like, cause I guess that's what, not knowing how to explain them. I guess that's how I felt.
All right, you think you should see better, right?
Yeah.
No, you didn't know. You're trying to look, man. You know why you feel a certain way, because you don't know yourself, because you don't know your daddy.
Ooh, that's it. Ooh, bro. Oh my God, bro.
Ooh.
Like, bro, I've been having this conversation with my counselor, bro. It's like, I don't know who I am.
Send me your money, bro. I got you. You know what I'm saying?
You just got counseled. All of this. Keep coming back.
Listen to what I'm saying, God. Right? Can't nobody fix you but you.
Right.
Can't nobody fix you but you. You know what you need to do. There's nothing to be ashamed of, bro. There's nothing to be ashamed of. It's not your fault. They the reason you here, not the other way around. You hear what I'm saying?
Ooh. Damn, bro.
Call your daddy, bro.
No more.
Bro, call your dad. Call and just tell him, hey, whatever it is, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on. I need to holler at you, Pops. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Bro.
He would love to hear from you. He would love.
Man, bro, you got chills running down me right now. I'm saying that some words, bro. God damn.
I'm telling you from life, bro. I'm telling you from life. Call your daddy, bro. I just wanted to hear your voice, Pops.
Yeah.
You ain't got nothing to be ashamed of, my boy. You ain't got nothing to be ashamed of, my boy. You still his son. You feel me?
Yeah.
You still his son. No matter how old you think you is and what you still his son. You still his child, bro. It's okay.
Man, boy, I'm so glad I came up on here, bro. Y'all just don't know what y'all doing to me right now, man.
Hey,
I don't know what y'all doing to me right now, bro.
Hey, I was just gonna say, because going after, Coach Ferg and Rick and those pause, you know what I'm saying? But, bringing the message up after that now. But I was just going to say, man, definitely, I heard your sis say, join the panel more often, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just joining this panel, being around these brothers right here, man. I think probably almost like the last month, man, has been tremendous, man, for me, because I get to hear all these different perspectives, man, and a lot of us, even though I'm probably, I'm a little bit younger than you, but being up here with these brothers, man, that be having so much, so many different perspectives, man. So much life experience, you know, definitely more than me right now, and things like that, man. I'm learning every time I join this panel, the Friday panel that they have sometimes. But you know what I'm saying, just being around these brothers right here, man, has opened my eyes up to some things that I didn't even realize, man, until I started joining the panel. That's why I come up here now most of the time, and Precious didn't embrace me a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man, and a lot of us have the same lived experience, you know what I'm saying, growing up in the inner city, growing up in gangs, and, you know, pop not being around, and we all kind of live, you know what I'm saying, that same shit growing up, you know what I'm saying? Not accepting your mama's boyfriends coming around, and you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to run them off, you know, I'm you know, yelling, see this, see that, you know what I'm saying? Every day, everywhere, you know what I'm saying? And so yeah, man, you definitely have to. And I think because something that Uncle Rick said that hit me was how he got, like, when he got older, the things that he was doing. And I just remember I had to apologize. I had to go back and apologize to my daughter's mom a few years ago, because I grew up without my pops, and then I kind of grew up without my mom, since it was off and on, and I was mainly raised by my grandma. Once I got to 22, 23, I just wanted a kid. I didn't think about family at all. I didn't think about 2-parent households. I didn't think about wives. I didn't think about shit. Like nothing like that. I thought I just want to be a dad because I didn't have one. Literally, that was it. So I'm just out here wilding in the Army for like a year. Just wilding. And then ended up, you know what I'm saying, getting my daughter mom pregnant. You know what I'm saying? And now, you know, I'm really a single dad. Like you know what I'm saying? I get zero help. And it's been that way since she was 3. You know what I'm saying? It's just, but I think Precious had asked, like, which way does it make you go? You know, like, does it make you go where you need a woman, or where you need this, or where you want to do that? It made me just want a kid. I didn't even want a family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think I was just on that same route when I had my first son, bro, because it's just like Uncle Rick said, bro. I just wanted an identity. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just wanted to be like if I didn't have no other identity, being a dad would be my identity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and that didn't work as much as I thought it would.
Not at all.
You're looking for what you didn't have. You see what I'm saying? Like, man, call your pops. All the bullshit aside, man, call your pops, bro.
Yeah, definitely go. Y'all just don't know the encouragement y'all gave me, man. It's like,
yes, sir.
I'm so glad I got that text. I'm so glad I figured out how to get on here, man. I was just studying. I was like, I'm gonna figure out how to get up here. I gotta get in on this conversation because it was hitting. I'm listening to y'all talk. I'm watching the live at first. I'm listening to y'all talk, man. I was like, oh no, I gotta get in on this. I gotta at least share my story, man, because what y'all saying was hitting home. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy, man. Like, no, like that. Like I said, man, we didn't have generations of people seeing these things, but we continue to repeat it. Somebody got to stop the bullshit, man.
Yes.
Right.
Somebody got to stop the bullshit, man.
Yeah. And here you are, man. You right in the dynamic of that right now, right?
Yes.
So, do you have an opportunity to go see him?
Yeah, I'll probably be down there by the end of the month.
Listen, don't even give us a date. Just when you go, just walk in, drop your bags, give him a hug, hold him up because he might be ready to cry. Accept all that, man. Embrace all that, man. Embrace all that and just talk to him, like everybody's saying. That's the greatest equalizer.
I'm telling you, bro, it's gonna be an epiphany, bro. Your eyes, you gonna see shit totally different, man. Yeah. I'm telling you, forgive him and forgive yourself, bro. For real. Sir. It's like I'm telling you, bro, just fuck it, bro. That's all I can say. All that old shit,
Rick,
bro.
You passed the Rick, You passed the Rick, For real.
Look, bro, I'm telling y'all, man.
Then we gonna take that on vacation, and then we can have a little vacation somewhere.
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah, we need to do that.
Man,
We need to do that, sis, for real. We need to
this
take
whole
Pops out.
complexion changed the color. This is a real situation. Precious had to go off screen to get her
I had
Kleenex.
to shed a
And,
couple
and this is the greatest thing
I don't
about it.
know.
Because what sis didn't
Brother
really
Rick, your whole
realize, because we never
complexion
really talked
changed,
too much
man.
about our stuff, we kind of share the same kind of story.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So I know my story was really emotional for her.
It's millions
like-
of brothers like you, man.
But
So
see, you don't know that I went to Louisiana.
I seen the picture. It caught me off guard. I was like, oh shit. But I was going through, at that time, I was going through too much to even call y'all. Like, I was going through that breakup, and I had a lot of stuff going on, man. I had a lot of stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I didn't hit you back as soon. But like, I'm good now. Like, I'm in my truck. I'm working. I'm trying to get myself back together. Get, you know what I'm saying? Get off my knees, like as what I would say. You know what I'm saying? And
Pick up that cross.
stop praying and start working.
Mhm.
You know, so it's like I'm trying to get myself back out of that depressed. That
Go
means
call
depression,
your
you know what
pops,
I'm
my
saying?
boy. I'm
Yeah.
trying to tell you what to start fixing. Talk to your
Follow.
pops, bro. He probably know more than you ever thought he would know, bro. Call
I
your
know
pops.
he do. I know, because I know him. Like, don't get me wrong, I know him. Like, I lived with him when I was younger, but I
But
ended up
y'all
leaving
men
by
now.
16,
Y'all
17.
men. You're a man now, bro.
Yeah, that's younger.
Right.
You're a man now, bro. I'm telling
Yeah,
you,
you're a man.
He what you missing right now, bro. I'm telling you. He what you missing right now, my boy. I have no lies. I'm too old, bro.
Right.
Call your pops, bro.
I see, bro. You real as hell, Uncle Rick, but
That's the way it's supposed to be.
right. Oh yeah.
You
Yeah.
didn't have friends that was
All
trying
the
to
time ain't no punk, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
All the time ain't no punk.
That's a fact.
Real.
I'm telling you
That's
right
real.
now. It'll
That's
be
real.
over before you know it, bro. You got a chance. Go ahead. Do your part. Your pop's gonna do his part.
Yeah.
Do your part.
And once you go see Pops, man, release all that past, man.
All that
Release
bullshit,
that.
man.
Don't even take it back out on the road with you. Leave that there. Burn it up in the trash can.
World
It's a
gonna
whole
look
new
different to
life for you, man.
Absolutely.
World gonna start looking real different to you, my
Yeah.
boy.
You gonna start wearing suits and everything, man. It's a whole different transformation.
Absolutely.
It's okay.
You gotta
It's still
learn to
good,
forgive
man.
yourself.
Yeah,
You
forgive
mad
him.
at yourself right now. You gotta
Yeah,
release
yeah,
that.
that was it. That was the main
gotta
thing.
release
Like,
that.
man, I was mad at myself, bro. Like, for a long time, I was mad at myself, man, because it's like, damn, why I can't get right. It's like, man,
you
I
don't know
can
yourself.
You was missing that piece of the puzzle.
You missing where you come from. I'm telling you what it is, bro.
Man, that analogy is great. It's like trying to put together a puzzle, but you don't got all the pieces.
Yeah.
You're gonna sit there and be like, yo, but where does this go? You don't got it. You gotta go find that piece so you could complete that puzzle.
But you probably look just like him too, don't you? I bet you look just like him too, don't you?
Sus look just like him. I look like him, but Sus look just like him. Sus look just like, same complexion and everything. Sus look just like him.
Yeah. That's my twin.
I'm glad we got to talk to you today, bro.
Well,
I'm so glad, man.
Definitely an answered prayer. If y'all don't know how prayer works, just keep doing it. And
Yeah, dude. Prayers work.
And we thank you for sharing with us, because
I had to, bro. I never, hey, bro, this is an exclusive. I've never shared that with anybody before in my life. It's an
all right,
exclusive, bro.
It's cool, bro.
That's why we're thanking you.
It's cool, bro. Listen to what I'm telling you, bro. It's cool, bro. For real. No bull. It's cool. I'm telling you, it's cool as fuck. I'm telling you, it's cool, bro. Don't even worry about it.
Needed to happen.
Don't even worry about it, bro. Go and call your pops, man. Let them know what's popping, man. This is
One
cool.
step in front of the other, bro. This is the first step.
Yeah,
The next
it's
step.
cool. I'm telling you, it's cooler than the fan. It's cooler than the fan in the Antarctic, boy. Call him.
All right, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
You can't take no more steps. You got to dive in the deep end now.
Yeah,
you've been
that's
taking
real.
steps. Now just jump on in, man. I'm telling you.
Go ahead, get on in. Get out that diving board.
It's gonna bring your heart so much joy. Everything in your life go explode tenfold, brother.
Yep.
And it ain't gonna take long. Just don't bring a woman into your life until you don't do it for a while. All summer, just focus on you.
Yeah,
I think that's what I'm working on too, right there,
Yeah,
bro.
focus on you and your babies, man.
Yeah.
Focus on you and your babies, man, and talk to them real. Once you connect that piece to the puzzle, you talk to them real, because you said you was mistreated by other family members, right? You protect
all my life.
them. That's what I'm saying. You protect them real. You let them know the real. Everybody in the family, they need to know. The shady ones and the good ones.
That's one thing. That's one way I knew that was my father, because that man keep it real. Okay,
Bloody raw.
straight up and down. Straight there. I think
Bloody
that's where I
raw.
indirectly got it from. Like straight up and down, he keep it real. But he loves. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's a love there. It's not a criticism. It's a I could call him right now with something and needing his advice, and he gonna give me the real.
The real.
It's not gonna be sugar coated. Because he loves me, he's gonna give me the real. And so that phone call is gonna do wonders, and I can't wait to hear about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna call him. I'm definitely finna call him. Matter of fact, I'm probably finna call him right now, man. I know he probably still
Yes.
up.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I'm finna call him right now and have a conversation, man.
Yes.
Man,
Do
I
it while you
appreciate
got
y'all
time.
having me, man. I'm gonna go ahead on and call him and while I'm still motivated and
Go
Yes.
let's
ahead,
just
man.
talk.
Just chop it up with him, man. I'm telling you, it's
Yes, sir.
gonna
Yes,
All
sir.
right,
Love
bro.
it. Love
I
it.
love you.
I love
be
you
safe,
too,
bro.
sis. Hey, peace and blessings, brothers.
Peace and
You as
blessings.
well.
Peace
You as
and
well.
blessings,
I
brother.
got you.
Whew. Y'all just don't know.
Man,
Y'all just
that-
Yeah,
don't
we
know.
do. Yeah, I do. Yes, I do.
great.
I'm not gonna even lie to you. Yes, I do.
All right. So we're gonna go to the next video. That needed to happen. I'm glad that y'all was here to just be a big brother. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's I don't get paid on YouTube. I don't. It doesn't bother me that I don't get paid. But this is what it's for. Like, these moments is what it's for. Like the real life moments, not the he say she say, not the did you hear about da da da. The real moments where people are actually really going through things and they need that support. They need that brotherhood because they don't have it. They don't know where to go. They don't know who to talk to. And boom. So I thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. All right, next video. So we're gonna get on to the couples and the relationship talk now. These two people are talking, and they're talking about apologies in their relationship. They're talking about getting to things when she wants it versus when he wants it. And it's going to lead into the next video, but we're going to talk about this one first. But I want you guys to see the dialogue, and we'll talk about it afterwards.
Text me or call me and tell me you love me. If I don't respond, what happens?
Don't come home.
But if I text you or I call you and I say I love you and you say okay,
I don't say okay.
Sometimes you don't respond.
Well, if I'm in an appointment,
but I'm supposed to stop my appointment, walk out the room, and say,
"No,
listen, my
it's
wife
not
just texted me,
that.
told
It's
me
not
she
that.
loved me. I need,
because I feel like I know
held
you're
to the cross for it, right?
No,
it's no different than the apology. It's no different than the apology thing. Is that you don't feel like you're wrong for having not to respond to me, but if I don't respond to you, then immediately I'm wrong for not responding to you. There's no difference in if you're going to apologize to me or not, because here's what happens when the apology happens on your time. It makes all men feel like they just want to move forward. They're not really apologizing. They're just saying, I'm sorry so we can move on.
All right. So he said, if I text you, I love you, and you don't text back, I'm not necessarily tripping. But if you text me and I don't text back, you got a problem. And then it leads into something bigger, such as something needing an apology. And I may never get an apology. And then when I give you an apology, it's almost to move on and not necessarily because I'm sorry. It's just, okay, let's move forward. So is that necessarily true? Is it that you've gotten to a place where it's just like, all right, I'm sorry, and you're just ready to move on from it? Or are you really apologetic about it?
Usually it is true, especially when it comes on the woman's point of view. Unfortunately. And and quite frankly, it's really simplistic of what it boils down to. Often women are just spoiled. Period. And they want things when the way they want it, how they want it. Now, men are spoiled as well at times, but y'all have been conditioned to be spoiled, to be coddled, to be a lot of these things that we're facing right now as adults, that because you have degrees and accomplishments, you're not really acknowledging. And it really boils down to that. Sometimes you're just spoiled. And we don't mind spoiling you if it can be reciprocated. But when you don't recognize you're spoiled and you don't want to reciprocate spoiling us, it becomes a major wedge in the relationship.
Okay. So women are just used to being spoiled. And that's okay if they're going to reciprocate it, is what you're saying.
I don't even see how this is a conversation. Are they married?
Them two, I believe so. He was talking to her like that's his wife.
Yeah,
If you text me or call me and tell me you love me, if I don't respond, what happens?
Don't come home.
But if I text you or I call you and I say I love you and you say okay,
I don't say okay.
Sometimes you don't respond.
Well, if I'm in an appointment,
But I'm supposed to stop my appointment, walk out the room, and say,
no,
"Listen, my wife
it's not
just texted me,
that.
told
It's
me
not
she
that.
loved me. I need it."
Because I feel like I know
held
you're
to the cross for it, right?
No.
It's no different than the apology. It's no different than the apology thing. It's that you don't feel like you're wrong for having not to respond to me, but if I don't respond to you, then immediately I'm wrong for not responding to you. There's no difference in if you're going to apologize to me or not, because here's what happens when the apology happens on your time. It makes all men feel like they just want to move forward. They're not really apologizing. They're just saying, "I'm sorry," so we can move on.
The truth is, let's look. The truth is that women are not burdened or are not expect to be burdened with the expectation of performance. That's only for men. Plain and simple. Women have been taught since they could know they like pink that they're not expected to perform. The old adage is true. Men are taught how to treat and acquire women. Women are not taught how to treat and acquire men. The only thing that matters in that moment is their feelings. They could care less about the protocols of it. Those only apply to us. That's just the facts of the matter.
Absolutely.
I agree with that.
And to simplify it, spoiled.
Well, listen, I you know what? I just think it's inherent with women being women. I don't think it's a learned behavior. I just think that's the way women are naturally. It's all, women expect shit, and they they take it's all about them. I don't think the selfishness and the chaos that goes around it and the way women look at how do you please me and all that, I don't think that's learned behavior. I just think that's the way women are. And then the only thing that exacerbates it is that the fact that now that women could be free to be who they really are without reprisal from men, it just shows. It's just accelerated. I mean, if the women in the Stone Age could be like that, they would have done that shit too. I'm just saying, they were more reliant on men to get them stuff, so they had to be a little bit more like humble or else, but now I think women have been unleashed and it just looks strange to men, but I think this is inherent in the way women are. Now, some men deal with it better than others. Like this conversation they were having, I never had any stupid conversation like that with my wife. Never. I mean, we had like we had big brick phones when we got together, right? There was no texting, right? But as we got into the new age, we don't, like, if I text her, I don't hear back from her. I don't go down this deep hole and shit thinking, oh man, she ain't thinking about no. So, but I understand where the new age people are coming from. I'm counting the seconds to where I get a reply. I think this just.
But I think if you ever text your wife, like say in the prime of your working years, when I guess when the new text phone really came out, say you text her at 2:00, right? And this is where I sort of don't get caught up in these videos when you text her at 1:00, right? She don't text back. You don't have the conversation with her when she get home, like, hey, I text you early, you ain't give a message.
It depends on what was in the text.
It don't matter if I text my wife. I'll assume it.
Well, you asked me a question, right?
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Right, so if it was like, you know, I love you or some shit like that, you know, and she didn't text me back, I'm not going over the deep end. But I'm saying, listen, we got to get this thing done. I need to know that you've done it. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
That's
About 3 or 4 times down the road, you do it and she never respond at certain times because she said when she has appointments.
No, I'm just saying if it was something critical that I needed her to get back to me, that's one thing. But for the most part, like I said, you know, we've been in lockstep for a lot, so I didn't have those kind of issues. And I can't remember the last time I can't remember ever saying to my wife, "Shit, I called you or I texted you, and you didn't get back to me."
Yeah,
I can't remember that. You know, I
That's
wish
you've
I
been ahead
could.
of your time. You had Morse code and smoke signals back then.
Yeah, we had horse and buggies and shit.
damn.
I mean, you know, but anyway. But I understand. Like I said, I don't envy you guys. Just new age shit, man. But I didn't. That's not my experience. I do call my wife more than she calls me, though. I tell you that. I do. If we want to stretch it to that, I talk to her about that. So how come let me just say this. If we want to stretch it to that, I was saying, well, how come I call you more than you call me? You know, like every so often you want her to call you up. How you doing, baby, and shit. Yeah, you know, whatever. What's going down? You know, I used to tease my wife.
You do that more than she does, is what you're saying?
I call her more than she calls me. Yeah. I mean, plus I got more time. She's still working. I'm home. I ain't got nothing to do. So I call.
And with that video, it just was a real. It was a reflection of the lack of trust that she has for him versus the trust that he has for her.
But she the one doing untrustworthy actions, though.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was about to say, is that even a lack of trust on his end? I think
no,
that's
on her end.
No, I mean, oh yeah, okay, I got you. I was about to say, because he just straight up like acquiesced. Like he just said, you know what, you running a happy life, happy wife, happy life. That's exactly what he did. You know what I'm saying? When she said, "Oh, when I got an appointment though, I'm not
exactly."
But he said you want me to. He said you want me to reply though right back, and she said, "Yeah,
See,
I do."
He's expected to, right?
She don't trust him.
No, it's not even about trust. It's the expectation, right? It's not even about trust. It's the expectation of service,
right?
You understand what I'm saying? It's the expectation. You better hit me right back.
Yeah,
right. If not, it's gonna be hell to pay. Right? But him, hey, you see how she said it, like he was supposed to know she was in an appointment, right? But what if I'm getting railed by my boyfriend? Type shit.
She have a lot of excuses. She had, you know, with him, it was just like, well, if I don't text you, then what? Don't come home. With him, it's like, oh, what if I text you and you know you don't respond? Well, I'm not going to respond when I have an appointment. Who said you had an appointment?
Nobody said nothing about no appointment. You brought that into the situation.
Yeah, everything you're guilty. Like, why are you on the defense about this? Hello.
It won't matter how minimal it is, right? It's more important than him at that moment.
Yeah, it is facts,
man.
But you know what though? The worst part about it is he accepted it. At the end of the day, bro, you can't blame nobody for her behavior if you continue to accept
Why
it
not?
with yourself.
Why not?
You can't blame nobody but you. I'm saying because
my question is why not?
Oh yeah, you got what? Nah, hell nah.
Right? Because she can blame you.
Yeah. No, I'm saying the thing is that I'm saying based off of the fact that he allows that to happen. He allows it to be that way.
So you allow people to be an asshole, right?
Yeah.
You allow listen to what you're saying.
Yeah, no. I get what you're saying, but if somebody's an asshole,
right.
You remind her.
Stop. I just needed the acknowledgement, right? You get what I'm saying. So why is it different when it comes to her?
I got you.
Right? Because the expectation is different. And what I keep telling y'all, if the expectations are different, that means there's a hierarchy. And if there's a hierarchy, that means rules must apply, right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
What do I know? What do I know?
Yeah,
Man.
I just mean like you get what you put up with too. So if he don't have no type of standard to
Bro,
say,
He's saying the standard in the conversation. He's just not reacting.
he's saying the
He's
standard
not
is
reacting to it
he's saying the standard is her standard, basically.
This is crazy because it's never, listen to what I'm saying, gentlemen, right? It's never she should be a better woman.
I didn't say that. That's not what I said.
No,
you
that's
didn't
not
say
what
it
I
at
said.
all.
That's the fucking problem.
No,
You
that's
see
not
what
what I said.
No, listen to
and
what
that's
I'm
part
saying,
of what
bro.
we condition our women to deal with.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. We are responsible. And listen to what I'm saying, champ. I ain't disregarding your point. I'm saying, why is it that we automatically go to taking blame when she's evidently in the wrong?
Yeah,
she's wrong, but it's because I chose her. So again, the same way we can sit up here and say, ladies lie, they manipulate, right? The same way they say about us. Oh, you could put a face on for so long as you get and what you want, blah blah. Well, don't that apply to them too? So why is it that we're held to different standards? Because the expectation of performance is different. But I thought we was equal though.
Touche.
We're not equal. We're not equal.
I'm done. I appreciate you, guys. I appreciate you.
So I played that video because I wanted it to lead into this video that I saw. You know, there's this show on, I think it's HBO, Couples Therapy or something like that. And I come across these clips. And this guy is really feeling the brunt of unforgiveness. The first guy, you know, he talked about, you know, apologizing and not saying it. He's saying that she's apologizing in her time, which means, child, by the time you apologize, I might damn near be in a grave. So I'm gonna just say, you know, I apologize, I'm sorry, I forgive you, or whatever, just to keep it moving. Because if I reflect on it anymore, we might just fall back into the cycle of arguing about it, having a disagreement about it. I might not have no sex. You know, that's another reason why he might apologize. Like, just give me the cookies, like, at this point, because you've been holding out. But in this situation, this is couples therapy, and the man is expressing how he feels towards not knowing when his wife actually forgives him. So we're going to bring this one up and talk about this.
On Saturday, we went to the park and met with some friends, and we were playing couples games.
Yeah.
And one question we got stumped on. Well, more so, he got stumped on.
The question said, how do you know that your partner has forgiven you?
Mm-hmm. And I answered the question very easily. Just, oh, well, you know, you just come back around. You talk to me again. We laugh again. He couldn't answer the question.
I couldn't answer.
Your thought process?
Yeah, so I initially thought, okay, I don't actually know that India ever forgives me for anything, because every time there's a fight, it's the fight plus whatever else I'm always like fighting against.
Everything that has accumulated.
Yeah, everything that has accumulated.
Yeah.
There's so much already stacked against me.
Doesn't even matter what you're saying now.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. And it makes me feel very defeated at times.
Because it's his fault. It's his fault. Yeah, because he allows that shit to happen. He allows that shit to happen.
So,
you know, I mean, you know, because women tend to stack shit. When they say women have memories like elephants, they tend to stack shit. Yeah? So you have a conversation about one thing, and then they want to stack on the shit that they remember. And it's up to the man to say, listen, we ain't talking about all that old shit. We're talking about this right now. And too many men let that shit slide. He feels defeated because he doesn't check her when she does it.
Oh,
he doesn't.
Man.
So he just goes ahead and takes it. He's you know, that's how I look at it. You know, he says, I don't know if she, you know what, man, listen, you know, my wife, when we say forgiveness, it depends on what the infraction is. If you go through your relationship having to forgive each other on a regular basis, then you got a bigger problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, because forgiveness to me says that there's a lot of wrongs being done that needs to be forgiven. And so, how many are you supposed to have in a regular, year's time? 5, 10, as many as possible? So I'll just land it here. Listen, when you have these regular conversations with your spouse, your wife, whatever, for me, because I'm married to a woman, the women just routinely do this shit. I didn't need to be married to know that. I had girlfriends before, and I never let that shit slide. We ain't talking about what I might have did before. I thought we were over that. Well, I'm still not over it. I said, well, tough. We ain't talking about that shit right now. Let's handle this. And a lot of guys just let women say whatever they want and just let it slide. And the shit just keep building up because guys don't speak up. And then you find yourself in a couch like this fool saying that shit because he couldn't get his wife straight. So that's the way I think. And
Okay.
I'll let it go.
You're saying men allow it, and that's why it happens. But you're also saying that the way that you stop it is saying, hey, look, we should have been over that. We're not talking about that right now. So you're just gonna have to get over it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, absolutely. And I said, we want to come back to that. We could come back to that, but we're going to handle what we're talking about now, right now.
Well,
right. So I mean, so the point really is, if you don't do that, you'll never get to the situation at hand.
Well,
right?
well, the situation in that case isn't about forgiveness. It's about releasing. She has a heart in the heart, and she hasn't released it. And if she don't release it, there is no way to get through that. You got to release that, and you got to hold her accountable to releasing that. You got to tell her, nah, you got to let that go. And if she don't want to let that go, she got some emotional maturity to do. And you can aid her in it, and you can support her through it, but she got to grow up. She got to grow up mentally to
I agree
release
with
that.
you there. Maybe I didn't articulate that, but I agree with you there. I agree with that.
Yeah.
This is so easy to deal with. This is so easy. Stop playing with your woman, bro. Stop playing with her. Oh, then why are you here? Let's stop playing like fellas don't know that forgiveness or moving on when you and your girl go through something costs you something. You paying in some way, my boy. That's why they call it the doghouse, right? Doghouse. Right? Stop playing with her. Is this what we talking about? Is this what you still on? If it bothers you so much, why are you here? You gotta be willing to lose to win, fellas. What you got, Pumpkin? Tacos. Thank you, baby.
I think that's what he was just saying, though.
But do you think Tuesday? Do you think that there's a fine line on dismissing subjects?
Not at all.
And
not at all. Because we both adults, right? If we say we handling it and we move past it, we moved past it. That means if you didn't, you're a liar. Yes, I was wrong.
Well, okay, so it is a lie if she said that you moved past it. Because I believe that forgiveness, in order for forgiveness to work in a relationship, you do have to agree to move past it. Like one person can't just say I'm past it and the other person is just stuck in the wind or they're still harping on it or whatever the case may be. Now, I think that women need to be honest and say, yes, I have forgiven you, but I have a hard time processing it, or I need to do some inner work, or I need to speak to the lady, or whatever the case may be. Right? That needs to be the honest truth, the realness that comes from her, which a lot of men probably won't get that.
Right.
But there has to be a meeting of the minds, as they say, right? There has to be a meeting of the minds to say, okay, we are going to, because it's really y'all against the problem. And a lot of women think it's it's me versus him, and then there's the problem. And it's like, no, y'all are still on the same team. is y'all versus the problem. And so a lot of times they go in it with the wrong mindset. So there definitely needs to be a meeting of the minds of saying, we're going to get past this. Maybe these are the steps that we're using to get past it. We're not going to talk about it no more. We're not going to bring it up. We're going to fight fair. We're not going to hit below the belt. Like, those are things you learn in therapy. Those are things that when you go to couples therapy, those are things that they're going to tell you, you know? Mm-hmm. But in a relationship, he should be reminding me of that, and I should be reminding him of that. And that's where you come together saying, okay, we're not going to do these things. These things are not going to occur. When we say we let it go, we're going to let it go. Right. But I don't think that necessarily happens. So yes, I do agree that you can't say that you're over it, but now you slamming doors. Now the microwave door about to go off the hinge because you're just so mad, but you can't really be honest and real about how you feel about it. Or shoot, get a hobby to get write, draw, get it out. Like, you know what I mean? But you're taking, most times it's getting taken out on y'all. Like most out of 10 is getting taken out on y'all. But that has to be something that women are honest about, honest with themselves about. Because a woman can go in a circle all day long. Mm-hmm. All day long, right? And y'all straight, I'm going down the road, right? And so women have to be honest and say, you know, I don't know why I can't get over this, and actually do the work to get over it. Not say, oh, I'm gonna just tuck it in the back, and then something y'all do may irritate her, may not be to her liking, whatever the case, and now she pulling that back out the satchel, plus whatever is irritating her, which is probably not even a huge deal, but because she hasn't dealt with what she can't get over, she's not going to be able to get over even the smallest things. You can be with your mouth open.
Precious. A trigger is unresolved trauma. Mm-hmm. So that's why she's triggered. That's why she hasn't resolved it. She hasn't let it go. And if you're not going to let it go, I don't know where they get. Tell me, where does this rumor that women mature faster than men come from? Maybe that's true, but not emotional maturity, because this emotional stuff that we continuously go through, for some reason they're absent to it, or they don't believe that it exists. And we're like, yo, I don't care how many accolades you got, how many degrees you got, there's still an immaturity when it comes to your emotional capacity. And until we address that, you could call me all the enemies, you could call me hating, you could call me narcissistic, you could call me whatever you want. Until we're mature enough to address that, we won't ever get anywhere forward.
I think another thing is, you know, correction don't feel good for women, right? Men
don't feel
know
good for us either.
Right. However, y'all fight through that. Y'all push through that. Y'all will, you know, correction may not feel good to you, but you know the implications of the correction and where it's going to get you, and how you can elevate from being corrected, right? Women don't think about the elevation they can get from being corrected. Submit is a cuss word, control is a cuss word. All those things, right, are negative.
Accountability is a curse word
for women. However, if they did submit or surrender to those words and the actual meaning of those words, they realize that it's only for elevation. But they're so stuck on correction, hurting, because when you say we're not going to talk about it, when you say we're done with this conversation, and she still got more and more and more and more and more and more and more to say, that's hurting her inside, not getting that out to you, because she wants you to hurt. She want to go through the back and forth. It's the drama. It's the trauma. It's all of that, right? She's not being elevated, being corrected. She wants to stay at that base level of trauma. And most men don't want to stay at that base level of trauma. It's like, all right, girl, I know you've been traumatized, but come on. It's a new day. We moving on to new levels. But if you ain't trying to move on to a new level, there's nothing that I can really do with you. But women, I can definitely say that there are women who don't want to feel the hurt of, it's almost like going to the gym. You haven't been to the gym in a while, your thighs burning, you can barely walk down the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
That hurt.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you're loyal to your feelings as opposed to...
Right. You're correcting your muscles, you're correcting the nervous system, you're correcting those things, and it's not going to feel good at first. But getting in the flow of it and being disciplined, your body starts to acquiesce to it. So I think with the forgiveness thing, now our pain said, well, how many times are we supposed to forgive? 4 or 5 times? If you're forgiving all the time, then something wrong. No, if you're forgiving all the time, something is actually right. Because you're supposed to forgive. You're supposed to let it go. You're supposed to, the Bible says 70 times 7. That's a lot of times. Okay, that's a lot of times to be forgiven. And it's a lot of times, it's exaggerated, but it's a lot of times to get you in the act of forgiving all the time, because your body is not, your selfish nature is not going to allow you to forgive that many times without trying to blame somebody else, trying to see what they did versus what you did, try to see who right, who wrong.
Well, to Payne's point, it is how many times, but the reason being is because you never really forgave.
23 hours.
You never really forgave.
I think that whole verse was out of context of what I'm talking about. But I understand what you're saying, though, Precious. Listen, my real point is, if this, and we maybe have to define what forgiveness for what kind of infraction. We need to talk about what the infraction really is, right? I mean, or else we'll be forgiving each other for just living, right? Because we're different people. So the fact is, I'm just saying, in order for me to forgive my wife for something, she would have to have committed some kind of infraction that needed forgiveness for.
Right. So
how many of those things we're gonna go through before I find out that you ain't the right woman for me?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's my point. I mean, we don't.
Exactly.
I mean, I can count on it. I can pretty much count on my hand how many times we got to the level where we needed to forgive each other for something. But see, I don't want to derail this conversation, right? Because those things still needed to be handled, right? It doesn't have to be 1,000 of them. Even if it's 5, they all still need to be handled. So I agree with that point and that premise. All right, but if I'm going around, I gotta forgive you every time I turn around. You know what? Or you doing some shit I'm pissed off at every turn. We don't have a pretty good relationship.
I think it's smart. I think it starts with the small things, right? I truly think that it starts with the small things, especially when you're dealing with someone that maybe hasn't grown up in a 2-parent home or hasn't seen, the dynamic of how a man and a woman works together. Especially for women, especially if you haven't grown up in a 2-parent home and you're a woman trying to marry, you might get offended at everything. You just might get offended at everything. Like, if I didn't see my mom and dad growing up and how their dynamic was, I don't know if I would have the same mental about marriage and wanting to be married and wanting to work with someone and wanting to build with someone and knowing what that looks like day in and day out. People who don't know what it looks like day in and day out don't realize that that's a job that you sign up for. You're signing up for this job, but it's a job nevertheless, to show up, to be present, to think about another person, to serve another person, to be there through sickness and health, to be there for their family when they're sick and needy and things of that nature. If you don't see those things, or even correction when it comes to kids and how my dad always had the last say. It just was what it was. He always had the last say. So if you don't see those things growing up, a woman can easily get offended, thinking that a man is trying to control her, or thinking that a man is too controlling or trying to correct her every chance they get. And maybe she needs that correction because she didn't see it growing up, because she didn't know what it was like. We talked about sports the last show, right? How that really gets you in a rhythm of discipline and being able to actually truly honor someone being in that authoritative position. If a woman don't see those things, she can easily get offended. And so then you ask yourself, well, dang, how many times do I have to apologize? How many times do I have to? And that's when you as a man say, okay, she hasn't seen it. She don't know what it's like. She don't even know how to respect it. That's where she has to go to therapy. I'm an advocate for therapy. Okay. That's where she has to go and say, you know what? This man is requiring this and this and this and this. And or maybe she shouldn't be married. And I'm not really seeing, why do I have to call him while I'm out? Why do I have to do this and that? That's where a woman has to then say, okay, maybe I don't know a lot about relationships in order to be in one. Maybe I haven't seen enough in order to really do the things that need to be done in the relationship. Go ahead.
I was about to say, I know one thing. If you ever been in a relationship like that, that shit is tiring. I know that. Where, you know what I'm saying, you may have, whatever, you cheated in the past, you fucked up, she forgave you or she said she forgave you. But no matter how big or how small the infraction, no matter how big or how small the argument, somehow, some way, it always comes back to, well, damn, remember that one time when you did this? Like, okay, well, right now we're talking about something. And then I think bro has gotten to the point to where even when he wants to voice his frustration, because this is what that sounds like to me, even when he want to voice his frustration, he feel like he can't, because it's going to come back to him. Like some way, somehow, like, it could just be a cool day, and then he like, damn, you know what? Like, babe, like, whatever, like, you okay? Like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. It's gonna come back to him. It don't matter what it is. Yo, hey, when you said that shit to me earlier, I didn't like that. Oh, well, I didn't like when you cheated on me 2 years ago. Like, it just comes back to that automatically. And I agree. You know what I'm saying, with our pain too. Like, in the same sense, like, you got to be able to put a stop to it. Like, you have to. Like, it got to the point to where I was like, listen, if you just gonna keep on bringing up old shit, like, then we gonna have to just go our separate ways. Cause you keep saying you forgive me or you forgave me, but every time we have a conversation, shorty, you got something to say about what I did, even when you're at fault for something right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, so if we can't discuss what you done wrong in the situation or where you fucked up and it gotta come back to me every time, then this relationship isn't good for either one of us. You feel me? And like, yeah, you have to. And if you're not able to put a stop to it, if you guys aren't able to talk about one thing, bro, like, we're on this topic right now, we're on this conversation, it don't need to go back 2 years, it don't need to go back 4 years, it don't need to go back 6 months. Let's handle the problem that we at right now. Let's attack this head on. Let's get to the conclusion that we need to get to, and let's move forward, because that's what's best for our relationship. But if we have to keep going back to give to 5 steps back to take 2 steps forward, guess what? We still in the same place that we was. So yeah, you definitely gotta put your foot down and say, bro, sound like he ain't never. And that's what I think that's what I was trying to say too. Like when you don't at some point stand up for yourself and set the precedence, like, that person, a person is who they is, but when they have the power, when they get the power, when they feel like they have power, you're gonna see them even more. It's just the same, you the same without money as you are with it when you got money. But when you get money, people really get to see who you are. You know what I'm saying? It's the same with power. And so if she just sitting here just doing this and doing that and doing it, yeah, bro, it's going to stay the same until you say something. And she might not respect you until you do, to be honest.
She probably dress them and everything the way it's her outfit. I mean, when I see stuff like this, I always equate it to my own personal life. Like, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I just want to
I just always looked at my life growing up when I was, young man, than my 30s and 40s and now in my 50s and being married. So I'm just glad that I was able to sort of dissect a lot of those personality traits in a woman early when I meet them early. I grew, like I said all the time, I had older sisters and younger sisters. My older sisters, I learned to them on how to come up to approach girls because when the guys used to come to my house, they used to bring flowers and trying to, simp them, right? Because my older sisters, they was good looking, but they fight. They was tomboys. But my younger sisters, they was just whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I used to look at them and see like, nah, I ain't gonna never date a woman to act like my younger sisters, and I tried to help them in the streets. It wasn't nobody messing with them, but when I used to follow up, like, oh shit. But just whenever, even in communication with a woman, one thing I hate is somebody trying to keep score. You ain't gonna keep score. Once you start calling out after we done discussed it, you done forgave me, I done forgave you. And now you still running back scores from 6 months, 8 months. I would I ain't gonna keep apologizing. You gonna get the apology, maybe one more, and that's it. We ain't coming back to it after I done dropped the milk on the floor, and now you talk about, I see you ain't drop it over Shakrita's house. Oh no.
Club is not supposed to keep score, right?
I don't do stuff like that.
Not supposed to keep score.
No, but see at the 77 times 7. No, I'm doing 7.
I gotta look that one up. I gotta read that one.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I just even my wife now. When we first got married, we have those conversations, and before we go to bed, we have to talk it out. We'd had early in a couple of years, we had to do some around the blocks and ride through the city of Chicago. You know what I'm saying? But it was cool. She wanted to go with dogs head to head out the window, and everything was good. Had a nice meal the next day, maybe a little fun when we got back. But even now, to go through something like that now, you've been in for a few years, man. That has to be hell. I don't know advice to really give. Say, make a decision for your mental health today, and understand you'll be all right. But a woman that moves like that, a lot of them got something to hide themselves because they're trying to control too much. Too much. You're trying to control too much. So
don't like I said, man. I'm not gonna even give you the chance to do that. I'm gonna be honest.
I do have a was I almost crying in this video? I could have sworn I heard his voice crack a little bit on this thing.
I think
it did almost.
Did y'all catch that?
Look at y'all judging. About to judge him. Go ahead, get on his back.
Bro, I just heard. I thought I heard
a man loves a woman.
On Saturday, we went to the park and met with some friends, and we were playing couples games.
Yeah.
And one question we
probably
got
made him go to
stumped
the
on.
park, too.
Well, more so, he got stumped on.
The question said, how do you know that your partner has forgiven you?
Mm-hmm. And I answered the question very easily. Just, you just come back around. You talk to me again. We laugh again. He couldn't answer the question.
I'm sorry. I want to stop it right there real quick, though. You see how she said, oh, you just talk to me again. We laugh again. When did we ever fix the situation? When did that ever go down? You just talk to me again. Which means you're okay being passive about it. And then you're passive now, but you're ready to pounce later, right? It's like you're okay with just, whenever you offer me some food, whenever we see the same commercial and it's funny and we both laugh at the same time. I just wanted to point that out because he wants to get to the bottom of it.
Right.
But she thinks forgiveness is when you laugh again.
The expectation of performance. She's not expected to. She's not expected to say, you know what, I was wrong. She's not expected to come and discuss it as a grown up. Oh, just when you're talking to me again, okay.
and then try to say
what it is, man.
He had a problem with it, like he was caught up on it. I knew exactly what they were talking about. When it's like, no, you got it wrong, sis.
It's exactly like he said, sis. Because again, he act like it's over with, but what's going to happen the next time they get into it? That old shit coming up. You see what I'm saying? Like
Sean says, you are not supposed to forgive the same thing over and over. It's
my wife.
many mistakes, and he's right about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, the verse says forgive 70 times 7, but it also says that you're supposed to come together, have a resolve. If you can't do that, then get some more people who believe in the same thing that you believe in, bring it to them. But like, it's a whole process before you then say, you know what, if you can't get on the same page, then I gotta go. But that is part of the process, though. So you're right, Sean. You're not supposed to forgive the same thing over and over if y'all can't come to a resolve and work it out. But I just wanted to point out how she just thought that she aced the test by saying that she's forgiven once they talk again and once they start laughing again.
I answered the question very easily. Just, oh, well, you just come back around. You talk to me again. We laugh again. He couldn't answer the question.
I couldn't answer.
Your thought process?
Yeah, so I initially thought, okay, I don't actually know that India ever forgives me for anything. Because every time there's a fight, it's the fight plus whatever else I'm always like fighting against.
Everything that has accumulated.
Yeah, everything that has accumulated.
Yeah.
There's so much already stacked against me.
Doesn't even matter what you're saying now.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I think
and it
he
makes
had
me feel very defeated at times.
That
I
was
think he had an epiphany.
Arpain, when he had that pause and said he feels defeated at times. And I don't think many men will get to the point of maybe crying about it, but if they could punch a wall or do something to get that anger out, it's like, yo.
Or he could tell his wife to stop the bullshit. Or I mean, that's what I'm saying. Listen, or he could speak up for himself. I mean, he's not no victim. I mean, you married this chick. You asked her to marry you. It makes it easier said than done, but I think a lot of men just let shit ride. And now you're on the couch talking to some white lady to tell you about your marriage.
And the way she was looking at him, she like, you know what I'm saying? Why you tell her all that?
Right. She was looking like you better not get a wrong
Bitch,
answer.
you better not come home tonight. You know what I'm saying?
But I digress.
I think men choose to be pussies in their marriage, man. That's what I'm saying. Excuse my language.
No, you meant what you said. Say it with your chest.
But I mean, overall, I agree. What's going to continue is only what you allow. What you allow will continue, right? And at the end of the day, being a good leader is saying this needs to stop. It's saying that if this don't stop, then this will happen. It's a cause and effect type of thing. And if you don't give that to a woman, she's going to continue to do what
the only power. I'm sorry. The only power a man has in 99% of cases is leaving. That's it. That's the only power he got. So if she can't meet him halfway on what he asking, all he could do is leave her alone. That's it.
I agree. And like Arpain said, that probably needs to happen a lot more to straighten some of these women out, because I think women think that these men just aren't going to leave them, or these men aren't going to stop providing for them, or they're not going to stop being there for them. And I mean,
and it's men that's the problem. It's men that's the problem. This is crazy when you think about it. This shit is insane.
I don't think I wouldn't go to couples therapy if that was me. I wouldn't need couples therapy in that situation. And I think that's where men shouldn't be afraid to sort of talk to other men about those type of situations. Get different points of views, because going to the therapist, more than likely, she's going to arrange it, and it's going to be in the end, it's going to be a biased opinion in a sense. I would go to, and it's easier that I found out, especially when I'm working with young men, when they talk to other people that don't know them. Because a man will hold a man accountable in a sense. A man will just give them most men will give the best unsolicited advice, meaning they would look at both sides of the story and just try to go from there. It wouldn't be based off, you know, what the mama did or the father did. Like, okay, what's best for you in this? And it may not be, you know, professional, but when you get 2 or 3 good solid brothers' opinions, you're gonna get an understanding of, okay, let me just do the right thing.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because when he got to that space, he's talking about it, but yet he still has no voice.
Right.
He still has no voice because the woman, the white one, you know, Becky, she gonna try to analyze it and find fault in both of them in a sense, you know. But sister, she's still playing little. It's like a little childish game that they play sometimes. But I think it'll be better for men to learn how to decipher that early on before they commit to that, because they give you the signs. People just want to be with that woman for some reason. But I think
You
if
be
they
loving her too, man. Come on, y'all. You be
no,
loving
no,
her too.
no. What I'm saying,
Come on,
I
man.
think brothers can get ahead of that type of rhetoric, though. I think brothers, if they can get ahead of it, in a sense. But she's who she is. She was that before. You know, she was that before.
Is there a
So
part 2 to that, or is that it? Yeah, is there more to that conversation?
No, it's just that clip, but I mean, it's a couples therapy on HBO, I believe it's on HBO.
oh, they do a series.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach Ferg. The thing is, you said you wouldn't have been on that couch. He ain't have a choice. Bro already said he felt defeated, man. Bro ain't had no choice. She said, listen, we going on couples therapy. This is the day we gonna be there. You gonna show up and we gonna talk about whatever they gotta talk about. Listen,
stop playing with your lady, man. I'm trying to tell y'all.
Listen,
Don't play
I'm
with your
telling
lady,
you,
bro.
man. And then I feel like it was like that in both those situations. Listen, you gonna text me. I'm not gonna text you.
Right.
But when I get home, I'm home. And if you don't text me, don't come home. Like, yeah, they both set the standard for what it was gonna be. And then both of them cats on there was like, yes, ma'am, you got it. I'll be there. I'll be on that couple's couch. I'll be on the podcast telling my business, embarrassing myself. You got it. Be like that, man. So it's tough out here for them niggas.
Yeah. And I don't know. I think that Coach Ferg, I know you were saying, like, you know, therapy is not going to work and things of that nature. I think that a man should go to a therapist that he's comfortable with. I don't even think you should go to a therapist that the woman is comfortable with.
I don't think you should go to any woman therapist, but that's just my opinion.
Well, I would think that men are more comfortable speaking to another man as a therapist, but that's just my assumption.
I don't think women should go to a woman therapist.
No, definitely.
That's just my opinion.
They get a worse advice to women.
That's
whole family.
I did it. You
also a Christian woman therapist. She wasn't just like you know, but
Don't matter.
Men should definitely go to you know, a therapy is not something where you just go and you're just like, oh yeah, this is the right person for me. Therapy is something, it's like trying on a pair of shoes, like it has to fit. You can't just go and think that the person that you're speaking to right off the bat is going to be the person that you need to be speaking to, because that's probably not the case. This is just a rando, you know. But I think you should vet therapists. I think you definitely should do that. Or get, you know, trusted friends, get big brothers, get into a mentorship program, things of that nature. But I think
for you on the
therapy that the man should feel comfortable doing it and picking.
I have a question for you, Precious, on the therapy part. Do you think when you're vetting therapists that women will vet for a therapist that they feel comfortable would agree with them more than a man? Right? So, you know what I'm saying? That I think women will go for a therapist that they'll feel will be in her favor in a discussion. And you know, I'm trying to phrase the question right. I don't think maybe men will as much, but I'm not sure. But I'm almost guaranteed women feel more comfortable with somebody they think is going to have a favorable agreement with their psychosis. You know,
I mean, I think that a sick woman would do that. Someone who is still mentally disturbed, because it's either you want help or you want to continue to hurt. You know what I mean? Like if you're going to someone that is going to agree with you, you literally just placing the money in their pocket.
well, the reason why I say that though, can we almost surmise that, and then maybe it's just these YouTube streets, right? And maybe it's just social media, but it's already like a foregone conclusion that women are more comfortable hearing shit that they want to like to hear. And so that look, I don't think it's just on social media. I think that's the way a lot of women live. So if I've heard a lot of stories about women going to a therapist. As soon as that therapist sides with a point that they don't agree with, they want another therapist. They want to stop doing it. So so that's why I'm saying now there's a lot of simping, pandering men too. So I don't know where a woman has to really want to hear something that she hasn't already, that she knows that might have a little sting to it.
Mhm.
But I think women avoid that shit like the plague.
Hence
Like the
why they
plague.
can't forgive in relationships. This is why they can't forgive in relationships. They don't have tools. They don't have, when you go to therapy, it's not about someone agreeing with you. It's someone hearing what you're going through and giving you the tools to be able to get through what you're going through. So it's not about you just sitting there and they're like, oh yeah, he's really wrong for not, wanting him to. It's
That's
like,
what it's supposed
How
to
does
be.
that make you feel? How does that make you feel?
How did you contribute to him not wanting to take out the trash right then and there? What did you say to him? What words did you use? What tone did you use? And this is what you could do in the future. So it's not about a therapist agreeing with you. And I think that therapist, I think she was wrong for putting words in his mouth. I honestly think that. I think she should have just let him get out what he had to get out. She putting words in his mouth like, oh, and yeah, it's like everything you say doesn't matter. I think that she saw how disturbed he was by the behavior of his wife, and she went to go put words in his mouth when she should have just sat there and been quiet, totally quiet. Sometimes you got to be uncomfortable in the quiet so that that's almost like a sales tactic.
But if he was such a cornball, he might have had to have that drug out of him.
But
damn, he a cornball now, R-Pain? God damn.
I still think she should have just sat there.
He's so upside down in his relationship, he needed to have a drug out of him.
God damn.
Because you also don't, it shouldn't feel like a 2-against-1 type of match. The therapist is there to be a mediator, not to be a tag team. Like, you know what I mean? So
I agree with you. I mean, but it seems like if she wouldn't have said that, he would have probably went back into his defeated shell and not say what he needed to say.
So in my personal opinion, I think that he needs individual therapy rather than couple therapy. I think he needs to do that first, because if you don't have a voice, you can go to couples therapy all you want, but if you don't have a voice, it ain't gonna work for you.
He's still riding home apologizing to his wife right now in the car. I didn't mean to say that, baby.
If he can't,
I didn't mean to really say that.
Damn, R-Pain.
If he can't,
get a brother some slack. God damn it.
That's R-Pain to me.
couple therapy ain't gonna do nothing if he can't,
Precious. He don't need therapy. You know what he need to do? You know what that brother need to do?
What?
He need to come over here when you doing your next live, Tuesday or Wednesday.
We need to invite him on the
Come on over here Tuesday or Wednesday and let Uncle Rick talk to you, man. It's over. You'll be good. Come on.
Come on over.
It'll be short and sweet. One session.
You gotta be willing to lose it, bro. It's simply what it is. People hate to hear it. You gotta be willing to lose. That's when you're gonna find out what she really about. It's simply what it is. I hate telling y'all that, but it's the truth. It's the truth. We all can't be as lucky as Coach Ferg. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't be as lucky as Coach Ferg.
Yes, I can. Yes, we can. Yes, y'all can. You just got to be looking with your third eye. She gonna
Well, I
remember.
just want to take the time to thank Harrison, L. Nixon, as well as Darnell. Thank you guys for the cash apps. I appreciate you donating to the platform. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are going to head to our final thoughts because I got to get up early in the morning. But I mean, tonight was awesome. I mean, the first part just blew me away. Wasn't even expecting it. So we're going to get to the final thoughts. I appreciate everyone who has tuned in tonight, whether you're watching it now while we're live or you will be watching it on the playback. I hope there is something that you could take away from the show. I hope something touched your heartstrings. I hope something influenced you to, do things a little bit differently, see things a little bit differently, and forgive, right? Like, we're talking about forgiveness tonight. And that when my brother came on earlier, which was a really real situation, it's going to take forgiveness, and maybe forgiveness to himself first, in order to get where he needs to go in his relationship with our Father. You know what I mean? So forgiveness is huge. And I think that if we do let go of those offenses, if we do let those things go, we'll be a little bit lighter. We'll definitely be a little bit lighter. Won't have as many attitudes. Life will be a little bit more peaceful. But certain things you just got to let go and let God, literally. Like, certain things you just got to let go. It's not worth it because you become sick inside. And when you become sick inside, they say stress is one of the number one killers, right? You're stressed because you're sick. You're stressed because you're going through horrible things in your relationship, in your family life, and your professional life. All that stuff is intertwined. And as much as you don't want to talk about it, as much as you want to, kick it to the back burner, oh, I'll get to it. Your gut, your health is going to get to it before you do. So in order to get ahead of the game, you're going to want to forgive. You're going to want to let it go. You're going to want to have that conversation, and you're going to want to move forward, because forgiveness is on the way to moving forward and elevation, like we were talking about. And there's nothing wrong with forgiving someone and meaning it and letting it stay there and moving forward. That's the main part. If you want to forgive somebody, let it stay there. Don't continue to bring it to the next conversation, to the next time you're offended, because it ain't going to do nothing but set you right back to where you were before the first time you forgave someone. So if you ain't going to mean it with your whole heart, don't do it. Don't do it. So we're going to go with our final thoughts. We're going to start with Uncle Rick, go over to Coach Ferg, go to Arpain. We're going to end with the champ.
Oh, ain't nothing. Hey, good to see you
here. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
No problem. I appreciate you letting us know. I know you got travel, so make sure you be safe. Make it home safely, please. Y'all just love up on you. Hey, love up on your people, man. Y'all know, like, crazy times call for times is crazy. Like, just love up on your people, man. Y'all see it. You know what I'm saying? Family's what you make it, not what you're born into. So y'all be easy. Y'all stay safe. Love y'all.
Thank you. Good night. Good night. Coach Ferg, final thoughts.
Well, Preston, today was probably one of the most authentic shows that I've seen or been a part of. But I feel that for me, I spent a lot of years with brothers like your brother. I can look at the ages of my former students and clients, and they, they're a little younger. They 30 and 31, but I met with the fathers who my age are a little younger, who've experienced a lot of what was talked about here today in the first part of the live. And I appreciate that, and just for him to get those messages from people he don't know, and he understands the authenticity that he sees in it and hears. And I saw you get emotional. I was trying to type it in the chat, like, oh girl, but I couldn't get it back. I was like, yeah. And it's like, it's needed. I think it's needed. And I think that's where brothers can take advantage of it, just based off the videos, you know what I'm saying? It's hard. It's sort of heartfelt, not heartbreaking, but it's heartfelt when you see it happening in real time for people. And that's why some of us have these stressors within our relationships, the high blood pressure, the stress, and a lot of the health issues we have really come from the women that are in our lives. Not so much the men. But I think brothers should take advantage of this. And I say it because this is a modern time, and they say modern people are supposed to be a little smarter, right? Do things a lot better, right? But this is a modern time. And, brothers can use this and learn from it, and don't go through the experience of what you've already been taught. It's like these videos are like class videos. You got to take a test. When you face with that situation in your own life, you have to remember that you studied for the test a couple of months ago or years ago on Precious Show. Like, okay, now I'm going to do something different. This ain't me. Hey, I don't want to, and be willing to lose her, like Rick said. So, it's just appreciative. I'm glad, salute to your brother. Hopefully he comes up more and just get it out and regurgitate it so he can continue to, thrive in this world. That's what I'm about. That's what I'm about. I spent years, I retired doing that. And I don't know if I can do anything else. I don't see talking to older people like you and Champ. Y'all motherfuckers too old. Half of y'all don't want to listen. But them younger people, even brothers now, that's why I like, it's what I say. It's what I like about young brothers when they get that 40. They ready to stop being a boy about it and just be a man. And I think when they come and just express it and get it out, and that's why I love coaching, because once we discuss the plays, I'm expecting the team to go out and demonstrate what we practice, right? Whether we win or lose, when we come back, we can strategize again. And it just be able to put those pieces together as we continue to advance in life. So salute to him, salute to any brother, any sister that's willing to learn, man, just do it, but don't be so hard on yourself, man. So shit, this is 2025, man. Shit, it's about being real with yourself first. So.
All right. Thank you, Coach Berg. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Payne, final thoughts?
Yeah, that was good. I mean, the whole live was good tonight. I mean, brother coming on. I said Rick said it all, but telling him it's not his fault. All I thought about is Goodwill Hunting when he said it's not your fault. I keep telling him it's not your fault. It was a classic scene in that whole movie.
Yep.
Another one that comes to mind was Game of Thrones when they were at the wall and the maester told my man, kill a boy and become the man, make your decisions. And you're no longer a boy, so it's a euphemism, kill a boy. And that's what you just have to do in life. Yeah. So, we have a real issue with women in general, not just Black women, alienating their sons from their fathers. And we have receipts all over the place how bad that really is. And I say sons because the problem with sons being alienated is it could be disastrous, dangerous, and everything else. But it doesn't make it any better than daughters being alienated from their fathers as well, because we understand they produce the generations that come after that with the same mindset. So it's both. It's bad for both. It's just bad for both, but it's not the same. It's bad, Men and women are different, so the impact is different. And when both of them are alienated, then we have the perfect storm. So anyway, so it was a good show. I like this one. And the forgiveness thing, me, I always, if there's a lot of shit that you have to forgive, then you guys are not in lockstep. But I understand that you should handle each issue as they come up and resolve them. And the resolution should be known to both.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
But even with that, Precious, women being such as they are, when the new shit comes up, I can still hear them refer to the old stuff, even though we thought we resolved it.
And that's where
all the time.
That's where women have to do better and be intentional about how they communicate and what they should say and what they shouldn't say. It's a daily practice. It's not something that a woman is going to get right off the bat if that's the type of woman she is.
The man has to remind her. I thought we handled that already.
Right. The man does have to remind her, but like you said, and I'm the one that said forgive 70 times 7. But at the end of the day, how many times? Sometimes it's not even about, you know, it's about the trust factor of it all, right? Like, why you keep throwing this back in my face? Do you not love me enough to want to rid me of this type of, you know, shame, ridicule? You know, it comes down to respect, right? So as a woman, are you respecting him if you continue to throw something in his face? It's like, it's things that women have to be intentional and be mindful about. And it could be part of our nature, but it also is a part of us where we just have to be intentional. You intentional about getting them nails done. You intentional about getting that lace front and making sure the glue ain't to a certain point. You're intentional. We as women are intentional about so many things. So when it comes to communicating with a man that you say that you love, yeah, you got to be intentional. You have to hold your tongue. You have to watch your temper. You got to watch your attitude. Those are things you have to be intentional. There's no question. It's not up for debate, right? Those are things that men require. That's what you're demanding from her. And it shouldn't be that hard. But if it is that hard, I can understand. I can understand why men are like, no, I'm not dealing with this. I'm out. See you. Bye. I can understand that, because if I'm asking you to be intentional about that, you don't have to ask me to be intentional to work to provide. You don't have to ask me to be intentional about thinking about you and knowing that you may like coffee, so I got your coffee ready. Like we don't have to ask for those things when it comes to y'all. So the least we can do is be mindful with our mouths, be mindful with our thoughts, be mindful with those things.
I agree.
That's the least we can do.
For president.
That's the least we can do. All right,
so it was a great evening. Good. So we're back on regular schedule next week, maybe.
Yes, yeah. I believe so, but I'll definitely let y'all know. Y'all know I'll let you know. All right. But thank you so much. I appreciate you, Arpain. Champ, final words, final thoughts.
Yeah, man. Much love to the panel. Much love to the brothers that came up. Big shout out to your brother who came up. I think we have to do more to bring more brothers to this channel, more people to this channel. Number one, you know, I know you said you don't do it for the money, but time is also money, you know what I mean? And you're giving your time where we you know, and everything like that. So I definitely think, you know, working to get monetized over here. So, you know, that's the 2025. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but just bringing a bigger crowd over here, because I think that tonight show how impactful podcasts can really be, or just a panel of people who have life experience and aren't out here just talking about, you know, talking points online and, you know, acting like they're God's gift to women every day, like you know what I'm saying, or you know, she's the baddest bee on the planet. Like, we had a real conversation tonight, and it was impactful, you know what I'm saying? And there's so many brothers out there that probably could have watched that tonight, seen that tonight, and it could have made a difference in so many more people's lives. Of course, you know, all we want to do is be able to, you know, get one, and that's great. And we're like, I'm like, that's pretty dope that it turned out to be your brother. You know, we seen the emotions, we see you trying to hold it back. But yeah, this was one of the most impactful, you know, moments that I've seen on a podcast, man, in a super long time. You know what I mean? So I'm just thankful to be a part of it. Like coming up here, having a good time with you all, and yeah, man, I thank you, brothers, man. And matter of fact, lastly, just find your tribe, man. My bad, I want to say that. Find your tribe, find good people, find people that, you know, are doing better than you too, that can help you grow in areas, because, you know, growing is knowing, man. Growing is powerful. So definitely. Sorry, FH.
Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. And thank you guys who are watching. Thank you. I appreciate you guys too. This has been a great live. My brother got on here and was hot, honest, open, and transparent. Okay, he was like, "Look, I'm gonna let y'all in. I'm gonna let y'all know what happened when I was 16. I'm gonna let y'all know, like, that's when I say be real with yourself, so you can be real with others. That's what I mean, right? And a lot of times, a lot of people can't be real with themselves, and that realness is actually saying it, actually getting it out. That literally is the first step of you being real with yourself. And then the second step of it is to have witnesses around you hear you say it, because then they're going to hold you accountable, right? They're not going to criticize you, but they're going to hold you accountable. How you doing? You said you said you was going through this and you wanted to do this and that. How you doing with that? How's it coming along? Right? Like those are the moments where you actually really do impact people's life. But it start with you being real with yourself. Because my brother being real with himself can impact somebody else being real with themselves. Like, yo, dang, I think about my dad. It's been a minute. My mom did that to me. And I don't even know why I'm not talking to my dad. So I appreciate you guys tonight. It has been a great evening. Y'all done moved me to tears. That this was going to happen, but you just never know what you're going to get on these men's panel. And that's why I continue to show up. And that's just the real, like, that's exactly why I continue to show up, because if one person can be impacted and changed and influenced and moved to do something differently in their life, have a different perspective, I say this all the time, then I'm good. I don't need 1,000 people watching. I don't. I'm good with the tribe that I have. If it grows, great. Come on, we love to have you. I always keep the link open for those who would like to join the show. I send my brother that link every week, every single week. But we also have to meet people where they are, and people are going to do things in their own timing. And we can't be mad or offended that they're not answering, or that they're not responding back, or that they haven't, taken some type of action. No, I'm gonna meet you where you are. You still going through what you're going through? I'm here. Right? That's how we have to love people. That's how we have to handle people, with grace, with love, with delicacy. Because you don't know what they're going through. But when they get through it, you'll still be there. So I thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. We should be doing a live next Wednesday. I'll definitely keep you updated once I get my new schedule. But I'll definitely let you guys know. I should have that by tomorrow, actually. No, Thursday, actually. So I'll let you guys know if there's any changes. But until then, like I always say to end my lives, and I'll say it.
Precious, before you go, I want to ask you this.
Yes.
How do you feel right now?
I feel amazing. I was actually kind of having a bad day today. I mean, it wasn't really bad, but some things kind of irked me a little bit. But that it don't even matter no more. Like, you know what I mean? It's a small thing to a giant at this point, because that was literally an answered prayer. Literally. Like, just praying that my brother would reach out to our father. Hearing my father talk about it, and hearing how, he didn't like the situation and how it was going, but he still loves him. That's his son. That'll always be his son. His arms are wide open for whenever he chooses to. That just made everything okay for me. And I hope that he did give him a call, and I hope that he did reach out, and I hope that we be flying out somewhere soon, somewhere, enjoying each other's company, because like you said, time, it don't wait for nobody. It's not a respecter to men. Like, it's just something you can't get back. And our father is getting older. He does have health issues. And I would hate for something to, happen and they didn't speak, they didn't have that conversation or those moments. I'm blessed. I'm grateful to have met my biological father. Me and him speak every day. So, for that to be the case, and for him to have known our father for as long as he has, his whole life, and they don't speak, I could tell how that was bothering him. I could tell how, that saddened him. But at the end of the day, you gotta let a man be a man. you know, and that's what he was doing, letting a man be a man. And in his own timing, he found his way back. So
make sure you be safe on that road. I bet.
Platform. Oh, I will. It's gonna be an early morning. I gotta make sure I make that coffee because it's gonna
Are
be
you going north or south?
south. I'm going to Atlantic City. We have a work conference there.
Okay. Watch out for that black ice. And if you do, don't hit the brakes. Just let up off the gas, everything. Just put your foot on the, you know, and just
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. I remember that.
black ice is dangerous early in the morning like that. So if it's shiny, it's slick. So just and ride towards the middle of the road.
Okay.
Towards the line.
All right.
That's black male protection right there.
Yeah, just try to ride for towards and look at
Y'all can drive. I hate driving.
You're not driving.
Y'all want to drive?
Oh, okay. If you're not driving.
I do not want to drive. I do not. If I don't have to drive, I will not.
Okay. Well, you look 2 lights
I was
up.
trying to carpool with somebody, but they already closer to where we going. I'm like, dang. But it is what it is. So I got to get some sleep, get up early in the morning. But again, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And like I end my live saying, be real with yourself so you can be real with everybody else. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Have a great evening.
All right.
Yep.